I'm on the radio being positive. Life is very amazing. My sister on drugs. A little sister. And I was like, God, do something. Fix this. And that's when I said to him, I said, if I get it right with you, you save her for me, please. So last year, I had a year of kids for her. So I'm raising her 3 children and my 2 kids that I get to raise. So again, I'm being washed. And I'm still like, Wabi, this is crazy. I had no help. What's going on? Last year, too, my mother passed away in September. And I'm like, Lord, this is crazy. I'm still being washed. So after she passed away, and I'm fully submitted, got a solitude, started praying, reading the Bible, started seeking him more. And I'm like, whatever you want from my life at this point, just do it.
Who's ready for some Girl Talk? Welcome to Girl Talk. I'm Nicole D. Miller, author, blogger, speaker, hybrid book publisher, and your host. At Girl Talk, we are a safe space for female leaders to engage in healing and edifying conversation. This is your Me Too empathetic corner, where we have authentic and transformative dialogue designed to uplift and connect high-achieving women like you. Are you looking for a safe space to cultivate sisterhood with other like-minded female bosses? Leave your cape at the door and join the conversation. Welcome back to another powerful episode of Girl Talk. I'm your host, Nicole D. Miller. We're continuing the conversation of doing it all. In this dialogue, we share about the unique challenges and triumphs of women wearing multiple hats, whether as mothers, partners, business owners, community leaders, or all of the above. This episode dives even deeper into the realities of navigating opposition, enduring trials, and processing loss, all while growing and thriving in both personal and professional spaces. We'll also explore the necessity of finding that all-important tribe, your support system, because no one should have to do it all alone. Through raw stories of hardship, balancing life's many roles, and leaning on faith as a foundation, this conversation is filled with wisdom, vulnerability, and encouragement. You'll hear from our panelists, Ari Baker, Alysha Ellis, Micah Dixon, Cori Sykes, and Butter Khan. They'll share about what faith, resilience, and connection means to women who faced it all and come out stronger. To reach out to these panelists, feel free to view their contact information in the show notes. And a special thank you to Butter for making her space, Ink Therapy Studio, our home for Girl Talk. If for some reason you missed part 1 of this episode, run it back. Now, grab your favorite beverage, sit back, relax, and join the conversation.
Nice. And I think for me, we're trying to get this quick. Insight. Who's pushing? I thought insight.
What insight do you have to your purpose and identity, and how did you arrive at those things?
Okay. What insight do I have? Purpose and identity. So I'm going to use the word washing, because years ago I was one way living my life on the radio, the hot girl, the club girl, the kick it girl, the party girl, all this and all that going on. And I had my second son in 2020. And that year I went through depression. I could have him because of postpartum. So I go through that. I come out of the depression. And I knew I was depressed because I was like, when I came out, I was like, no, I feel light again. So I was depressed. And I'm like, I didn't know that was a real thing. But you have a baby, your body ain't the same, your mind ain't the same with these changes. And so now I'm like, I don't want to be the same person I was before I had my son. I want to get out of this cycle. I wanted to break that cycle of dating for love and looking for love and all this. How like this is not right. And so I guess at that point then, that's when I started to washy, making different decisions, moving, making better habits now, and then just changing my circle around me because it just wasn't to me no more. It didn't fit no more. And so I moved back home to Cleveland in 21. Still getting washed, but still got my foot out here. Over there, dad beloved it. I always hit my head, get it the same, always hit my head. But I'm like, I'm over here, Lord, but this is kicking it. This feels good. And so I still look up here to wash it. It wasn't until 2022, my little sister was using drugs. And I was like, this is crazy. I'm on the radio event positives. Life is very amazing. Must have felt drugs. My little sister. And I was like, God, do something. Fix this. And that's when I submitted to him. I said, if I get it right with you, you save her for me, please. Still being washed, still not understanding. And I'm tad bit out, but I ain't out. But I'm like, this is crazy. What's happened? So last year, I had to hear her kids learn. So I'm raising her 3 children and my 2 kids after I get to raise. So again, I'm being washed. And I'm still like, Wobby, this is crazy. I have no help. What's going on? Last year, too, my mother passed away in September. And I'm like, Lord, this is crazy. No, still being washed. So after she passed away, then I flirty submitted, got a solitude, started praying, reading the Bible, started seeking him more. And I'm like, whatever you want for my life at this point, just do it. Just do it. Because you took in my car that I owned, broke down. My money to bear her is gone. These kids hungry. I'm on the radio, good Micah Dixon. This is crazy. But God watched. So for me, my insight is the going through to be made. So for me, it's still, even to this day, I'm still being made. I'm not who you called me to be, but I'm still being made. Yeah. So it's a going through, it's the trust in him. All the suffering, you still got to trust him. Because I promise you, I'm looking at it like, how do I get through any of this? This is not, how would I feel like zero? My boss said, how did you? I said, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. So for me, it's washing. He'll wash you and clean you up for what he wants you to be. So I had one way I was, identity. Now I have this way that he wants me to be. He's still not done, you know? So I'm just sitting in the washing, sitting in the presence, and still understanding that, you know, everything is whatever he wants to be. It's not for me. We're not here just for ourselves. We're here for whatever he wants us to be. So I thank God for that. And I thank God for you too. Saying here. No, that's true. Washing. The okay we're going through. I know it be heavy. It's heavy to me, raising 5 kids. I trust them so much about crying. Just do it. You know, we have to get a house. I never had a hockey crowd. I had partners. And I'm like, just do it. Whatever you want, I'm going with seed and take it. I'm going to be loud about God. No, he had it. And not even the die. Now I'm like, Jesus loves you. It's my mama. You do look at you. Why ain't tonight? Don't do this for you. You know what I mean? Well, same thing Butter was saying, like, the dark hate or real makings, like, yeah. If anybody get it, it's me. I know what dark did. I was in there. And I was the top dark person that kicked anybody saying, like, Micah, I was the biggest one, like, doing things I had no business doing. I'm telling y'all, I was selling drugs, y'all. I had to lie to you, man. I was a shot queen for real. I could have been in jail. On type of chaos. I was like, you kept me this whole time so you would use me for you. That's crazy. Right? You feel me? That's crazy. Let her wash you. Let her wash you. Now I gotta let me stop. Let her wash you. Good. It was supposed to say invite him into your suffering. You know how we go through, but it's like, and the other says, say, get up this. I don't want to. It's like, just come in here, help me, and get these straight. If I could do it. If you don't help me through this, I cannot. And talk to him like that, because he gonna listen. I be like, hey, you tricked today. Oh, no, what you on, but this ain't it. So yeah, that is the water time. Cori. You thought, y'all.
I'm here with you. So I think I would say that the best insight I have to the process is just really trusting the process and trusting the journey. I'm one of those people in a sense of doing it all. And I've always been doing it all. I did a campaign for 3 years. I don't know if y'all remember. It was from 2014 to 2018, but it was the I Could Be Bitter, But I Am Better Women's History Month campaign. It was like 90 days. I'm sorry, there ain't 90 days in a month. It was 90 total. It was 30 days of women just kind of telling their I could be bitter, but I am better story during March. I've done a stage play. I've done too many things. But when I started to really think about it, I'm like, well, what does this all have in common? You know, it's all about sharing a story and telling a story. And so when I started really like connecting the dots, I was just feeling like all over the place. I'm like, why can't I just pick something and do it and stick with it? But I was picking something. I was sticking to it. I was telling stories and sharing stories, and I was helping women heal because of these stories. And so I had to trust the process. Like I didn't just do all of those things for no reason. It all is still coming to fruition. I'm still telling my story. I'm still helping other people tell my story. So if you're kind of like just feeling like all over the place, like none of this makes sense, if you just kind of sit it and think about it, it might all be connected.
Ivan?
Yeah. I see. I definitely agree, Cori, about the process. I think so often people are struggling with knowing who they are, knowing their purpose, feeling like they need to have all the answers at age 25. Especially, what is that we get turned with? That's 25 numbers of things. Yeah. This, like, looking at that journey, every stepping stone was leading to this moment. When I hear everybody's stories, every life experience that you have until the unfolding of you walking in your calling is important. For me, my background was business. I always saw myself as a businesswoman. You could not have told me I was a creative ever of a lot of your things. So, but then when I published my second book, or my third book, Stories to the Earnest Soul, I had felt God tugging me. And finally, I relented, like, okay, fine, let me see you on the other side of those. And so even as me and my best friend are on our way to my own book publishing launch party, or my book launch party, I was like, what if this actually works? Like, I'm out here, but I don't know for sure, you know? So you're still just kind of like walking by faith, like, and it's working. It's working as a creative, and I'm figuring out the money part, and people are coming, and people are supporting, and I'm attracting like-minded people, and the connections are happening. But it's not an overnight thing, but everything that happened before now had led up to it. So just be encouraged to know that it's all purposeful. Yes. I'll say this too. Another pivotal moment for me was during the pandemic. You talk about that. We were all dealing with grief and loss. I was leaving my mother's passing in 2018, from 2018, and I was crying out to God, like, what is my purpose? I felt so purposeless. I felt so alone, not knowing that writing really was my purpose. I had already written 2 books, y'all. That's ridiculous. I had written 2 books, didn't see myself as an author. Like, mindset switch had to happen. But it was in moving forward and writing that it started unfolding. Yeah. Okay, so we have all of these women doing it all, and this is a recent inspired question. How has doing it all affected your relationships? Do you feel support you?
Yes.
Okay.
From the front to the back to the left to the right. Supported a number of ways. I had a great tribe around us that God has created for us. That Jade is there. She can clap. Jade. So we have support. You my dog. Slush is my dog. I'm lucky. But I don't have balance in my life because I do so much. Someone asked her, like, you ever get a chance to stop? And I was like, I don't even know what that is. But when I do stop, I'm like, what can I do? Because I'm so used to like being on the go. And however, I have a my man. So throughout this whole journey, God has brought me a man that loves me, that prays me, that covers me. Doesn't live in Cleveland, but it's intentional when it comes to me and my children. And I couldn't ask for better. And I was like, you saw fit to give you him? That's crazy. But you know, God is good, but supportive of my dad. My dad comes over the house, he would sit there and watch his flocks and play with the kids. My neighbors would cook for us sometimes. And yeah, we said I did it. Yeah, she would. I make field soup. I made extra. You want something like for sure? I yeah, I take it. They used to bring us clothes because I had to. They couldn't buy everybody clothes. They bring us the hand-me-down, my shoes, and my son to wear part they can handle. So even to this day, I feel supported because my brand is getting bigger, and I have so much more to carry. But I saw that if you give me the shirt, I'll do it. Give me the right people around me. I have a friend, Alysha. She called me for prayer at noon. Let's pray. Now I'm like, I never had a breakdown and call me deprived. Okay, but you can always, oh God, thank you. I'm just like, oh, it's different. But yeah, because God will send you your people. None of anything gonna do is send your people. Get when you by yourself, so how nobody? Just wait. He gonna send you your people that's gonna be there and stick around with you. You the one that with you that want to come up with you. He'll take him up with you too. You know what I'm saying? I'm a living testimony. You know what I'm telling y'all right now? If he can do it for me, he's gonna do it for you too. So yes, I'm supporting. Dog got me. I'm gonna let him do his thing. My nephew said, let dog cook. That's all I be doing. You're a yeah, every person, but no Lord, you think.
And I 1,000% agree with Micah. That's exactly how it is for me. I know a lot of people had stories like, oh, they was hating on me. You know, and nobody wanted me to make it. Everybody, you're not hating everybody. They just don't belong. They just don't belong with you. It's like they're not hating. I can absolutely 100% wholeheartedly say I do not have hater story. My support has been handed to me. My circle has been created for me. And as it needs altered, God alters it. Everything I needed was handed to me just when I needed. Even when I was having nervous breakdown, I get anxiety, y'all. Bad. I can hear me. I get anxiety. I'm always worried. I'm always stressed. And I had panic attacks often. And I smile through though. You know how Beyonce got that Sasha Fierce up to that? Okay, well, Haditha, which is my name, gets butter. Butter. When she walks in, she's confident as hell. Butter is just like, whatever, this is who I am. Yes, I could do this. Oh, I'm humble still, but it's kind of like, nah, I know who I am. Yeah. Aditha's kind of like, oh my God, I got bills due. What the kids gonna eat? Oh my goodness, are they driving somewhere? What's gonna happen tomorrow? And 5 years from now, like, what is everybody thinking about me? And how do I look? I don't like my body. And am I gonna make it? Is my artwork good enough? Do I stand up to these standards? Like, I'm always in my traffic. My friend calls it traffic. She's like, so you got traffic right now? Like, close your eyes, because my eyes be like shit. But honestly, my support system, when it comes to my support system, I believe a lot of my circle, friends and family, have these high expectations for me. Like, they wanted for me to be the first millionaire. And I'd be like, what do y'all say? Like, no, I'm over here. But they be like, no, what else you got? What you about to do? Oh, you are like the dopest, and you are like great at this. And I'll be like, who told you that? Like, you see so much, they see so much in me that they're pushing me to be all of them supposed to be. Yeah. And they see it in me. And so it's absolutely pushing me to my level that I need to go to. And I'm never thinking I do enough yet. Like the way you say it always feel like you got something to do when you sit still. I'll be like, I need a rest day. Oh, this shit, I forgot to do this. And what am I'm sitting on in my bed like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? I know I'm forgetting something, but it's the support system that helps you. Yeah. And the way you say you have a friend of the Father pray for you, I'll randomly get a text like, you know, it'll be a scripture. It'll be, you are so beautiful. I'm so proud of you. And I'll be like, I love it. Yeah. Don't do that, nigga. You see me when nobody calling me today. And then I get this random text of, are you okay? Yeah. No, are you okay? Now, how was your day? Not the random walk by, hey, how are you? And nobody really wants to hear the answer. Just be like, no, how are you? Yeah. Is your mental okay? And that's a type of support system. So yeah, there are people rooting for me. They're waiting for me to win higher. And I feel like, yeah, I won. Like, I'm at this level. No, they like, no, baby, you got more to do. Mm-hmm. I have a circle, and I'm blessed with a circle, because what I prayed for was to touch people's lives, to leave an imprint on this world positively. To also be able to have a space to maintain without depending on anyone else to help me maintain it. Yes. And then to keep going and be able to uphold the position I was given with my purpose. Mm-hmm. And by God's grace, I was able to do that thus far. Amen. And so, yeah, the circle most definitely does that. It pushes me to do that. And I am most definitely supported. And I will never say that I did this all by myself. Yes. Because everybody that I crossed paths with, even you, have helped me. So, yeah.
Oh, you already there. This shit about the tissues. I didn't bring out tissues because yeah, the air was hopping with sorry. Yeah. Ari's is a make question, you guys. Yeah, just get a rave off my room. She go get some on my room. I was never right to aim. Nope. I like to lead the spirit of gratefulness first, because I remember the dark place I was in a long time ago.
and I'm not there anymore. But my support system has shifted recently. I don't have a large family. It was just always me, my mom, and my sister. She's special needs. And me and my mom's relationship isn't good. It's not well right now. My dad passed away a couple of years ago. And I've always been everybody's support. I'm the support. I've always been the stable person in my family. And I've gotten accustomed to the crown is heavy, you know, and that's, you know, saving everybody and rescuing everybody, even when I'm drowning. And my friends have become my family in the last year. It's like I said, I was pushed into position. I never wanted to be an instructor. But like my students have become my friends. And they're the ones I do Thanksgiving with. And they're the ones who I celebrate holidays with and go on trips with. Because I don't have a family like that. And I had a couple of close people to me recently break my heart. And God will remove people from your life or replace them. But when you're in it, sometimes you can't see it or feel it. So I always feel supported. I live in my mind all day long about what I need to do better and how I need to present and what's the next step and how can I elevate and how can I flourish and how can I grow my class and how can I get invited to this event, and it's exhausting. So just recently where I was like, okay, I'll at least, and you say wash. By God, I just want to be in a position, so just put me in whatever position you want me in, because I know if I'm in your hands, that's the safest place to be. Yes. So I am very grateful. My classes are thriving. It took a lot of work. It's very hard being a Black female entrepreneur, especially in fitness, when you're not willing to take off all your clothes and when you're not willing to be promiscuous with men to get that attention, when you're not, it's like when you set boundaries, people view you a certain way as mean or hard but really I'm just protecting myself as best as I can. So as far as relationships are going, I am in a long-term relationship. And no one talks about like when you're a female entrepreneur, I was telling her like, if you list all your tasks out the day or all your capes and crowns you wear as a report card or grades, you might not have straight A's. Like 1 month, I might be an A girlfriend, a B mom, a C instructor, a D nurse, because all I can do is come here and pass meds because I've poured into everybody before I got here. And this month, I'm feeling like I'm an A mom, an A instructor, but a D girlfriend, because I can't give you what you need right now because I have to make sure I'm 35. You know, time is ticking. Like I'm in a month of where everybody's inviting me everywhere, which is a good thing. I pray for it. So when you're invited somewhere, it's helped pull you from somewhere else. We only have 24 hours in a day. Yeah. So how I'm in the spirit of how am I going to balance being everything for everybody with still filling myself up as well? Because I'm over now. I'm just tired of feeling guilty for being selfish towards myself. So yes, I am very much supported by friends or my family, but yeah, it's still a work. Like, and I'm still transitioning as a work in progress.
Yeah, that's good. And I just want to thank you, Ra, for your vulnerability and transparency. And I think so many of us can definitely relate. And under the purpose of Girl Talk was for female leaders to come and be edified and pour into each other, because we're always pouring out. And I know that you're a giver, so even more so, you have a son with special needs. I mean, you were a lot hacks. So this is our sign, you guys, to turn to each other. And I guess I'll say I am very much supported. I have a beautiful community. But Ari touched on this. When you're in an industry, it can be difficult to get that support, right? So I'm in a literary community, specifically the Black literary community. I can say one bookstore in Cleveland has bought my books, paid for my royalty, paid for my books. I literally had a bookstore last week reject my content, saying their readers don't read my content. I can only infer it's Black literature or maybe Black faith-based literature. I don't know yet. But I know that God has given me the drive and the community and the support and knowing his calling to push through these barriers as you're doing, as we're all doing. So it's a both and. I'm very much beloved by those who know me. You guys are all here as a result, but in this city, you definitely have to show that you earn your respects, especially in the different industries. So that's been where my grit and my brine has really like manifested to show like, no, I'm here. This is who I am. I get come to play. So they can get weary, and that's why I need my support system in place. Yes. Yeah, that's me.
So I definitely agree with Nicole on feeling supported in the literary industry. Just as like Black authors, women Black authors, we have to fight so much harder than the other counterparts. I can't tell you how many times on these, Facebook groups, somebody will be like, hey, I'm looking for this kind of recommendation. And everyone will spout out all these books that are written by white people, and not one Black author will be mentioned. And so that trickles over to the bookstore. And so you really have to fight so much harder for yourself and other authors. But I will say that personally, I feel very supported. My friends are great. They're always like, and I will say that I have a really bad habit of probably some childhood wound of not telling people what I do. So then when people find out, they're like, Cori, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, I'm sorry. But it's like that thing where it's like, well, I didn't think people would show up, so I didn't say anything anyway. Yeah. But my friends are so great. My kids are so great. My oldest daughter, she's like a princess, really. And so when I put like makeup on my face, she's like, okay, mom. Period. Whatever she said. And my youngest daughter, she'll be like, Mommy, you look so beautiful. And then my husband, if I ever have an event that I need to do or anything, if I need to break away and get some writing done, he's like, all right, what do you want to do? You need a hotel for the weekend or anything. And so so personally, I feel very supported, and it's just a really, really great feeling. Yes.
Well, I haven't always felt supported. I think entrepreneurship for many is a lonely path. For me, I would say up until like the last 2 years, and I'm going into my 10th year entrepreneurship. So the last 2 years, I probably felt most supported. And as I felt the more support I gained the last 2 years, the less acceptance I gained in certain spheres. So when you carry a light, and your light is disruptive, and darkness hates the light. These gatekeepers, we have a gatekeeper society in Cleveland, and I'm sure they huddle in the basements of the download society in the city. They be posted up, and so when those type of energies, principalities that we're up against, they hate when we walk in the room. They hate that we're on that Zoom call. They hate that we got that sponsorship. They hate that we got the acknowledgement of their awards. They hate that. They envy that. So for me, I feel like the more that God has elevated my platform, our platform, the more that certain circles or spheres have tried to push me out.
Yeah.
But ultimately, God is just providing another door. So it might not be the door that you're holding, but God is the ultimate gate maker. And I had someone on my podcast, we asked them a question about gatekeepers. He said, why would I be concerned about a gatekeeper when I know the gate maker? And I was like, all right. And he dropped the mic at that for me because I feel like I focused a long time on those gatekeepers because they're designed to block the blessings that you are positioned to. So as much as we're fighting to get in, they are fighting against us to have that, to break that generational curse. to have a panel like this of women, beautiful women and their stories. So for me, I haven't always felt supported. And now that I have the support, that acceptance is definitely one thing that I know that I'm in the right place at the right time, where people don't want to acknowledge me when I walk in the room now. The same people who were in my DMs to get me there, and now that I'm showing up with my full true self, which is led by God, they're like, oh, wait, we didn't want that part of it. Can you go back 5 years ago? Can you shine that way? I think Ari spoke about that, like being in the background for so long and then you brought in the front, they want you to be quiet.
Yes.
So that light, and I just encourage every woman here that light doesn't need to be dimmed, it needs to be bright. So get around people who are going to cultivate and ignite that light, because that's the energy that we need to be around. And anyone who's not a part of that, that's not for you. Yeah. You got to put the right people in your pathway that will uplift and support and cheerlead and champion, but also hold you accountable. Yeah. I think for a long time, I didn't have those type of people who will hold you accountable. We come from a culture where it's like, oh, you're brand new when you start to change. Yeah. I think a lot of my family looked at me that way. Even though I was better. I wasn't like in those spaces no more. But then it was like, well, you done changed on us. Yeah. So that requires people to change or get out the way. Right. A lot of people don't want to do the work that you've done. So they try to push you down. Right. So for me, it's just like, well, I guess that just because we're blood and I was raised like blood is thicker than all things. You ride or die. Most of my family don't come to my events. Wow. And my friends have become family as well, where we're supporting one another because of the light and the call that God has. I mean, if you want to post scripture now, pass it here. Jesus said, you are my mother and my brother. Okay, his mother and brother came looking for him. He became all to all men. And so for us is that we get caught up on that blood thing, but that's the thing that God has followed us to break. But we get held down by that. So that's right there. Wow. Okay.
So that's my friend Alysha Ellis. But literally, my friends are not family. And I definitely walk that out. You know, we are each other's real family. This is our segment into Q&A. These women have shared so much, but we're interested to hear what you guys are thinking about, what questions, comments you guys want to share.
Listening to this episode was like sitting in a room full of powerful women walking boldly in purpose, and I'm humbled and honored to be counted amongst them. There's something magnetic about hearing our sisters talk candidly about their journeys. Every word feels like a mirror, reflecting struggles, revelations, and triumphs that so many of us can relate to. My heart was twisting while listening to Micah's testimony and how she held on to God in the midst of it. She encouraged us to invite God into our suffering. Wow. Her testimony shows me that when we're in our darkest state, that's when God shines his brightest light. That makes me think about Alysha's statement that light is disruptive. She went on to discuss how, as she elevated into her true self, others weren't always on board. They preferred her when her light was dimmed. Ari related to that also when she was told to dim her light and faced rejection when she chose to shine. Here at Girl Talk, we aim to be vulnerable. That's why Ari's tears were so welcomed and even inspirational. When she shared, "The crown is heavy because you're rescuing others, even when you're drowning," I think we all felt our hearts squeezed. That was a powerful moment, and one that captures the less glamorous side of doing it all. Have you had a similar experience with being rejected when you shine your light? Have you ever felt like your crown was too heavy? If so, who's helping you carry it? I've been greatly supported by my tribe and have been nurtured to shine my light since I gave my life to Christ at age 19. But in this entrepreneurial path, and even outside of my tribe growing up, I faced multiple circumstances of rejection and exclusivity. It comforted me to hear from Cori, another Black female author in my city, who had a similar experience with her work. It showed me it's not all in my head. On the flip side, it was refreshing to hear Butter and Micah's experiences of receiving constant support from the city. That lets me know it can be done, and we each have our own testimony based on our own purpose. You guys will hear us talk a lot about purpose at Girl Talk, because what I've had to learn is that life is about purpose. Without a vision, my people perish. Proverbs 29:18. If you don't know what you're here for and where you're going, you'll be lost and out of alignment. One of the most profound takeaways from this episode was the reminder to trust the process. Whether in entrepreneurship, which is a path fraught with uncertainty, or motherhood, which, as I've learned this past year, is a very thankless job, or your corporate gig, which can be overly exhausting, you have to trust your maker with your cup. You have to trust that your step today is needed for your step tomorrow. I'm reminded of a quote from the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Selah. That quote has resonated with me for years. I've arrived at this point in my journey not because I foresaw it, but because I made the decision to dive into that inkling that God was stirring in my heart. What's stirring in your heart, sis? One thing we all have in common as female leaders is that it's clear our purpose isn't just for us. We are here for people, to uplift them, and by doing so, we step into the fullness of our calling. I appreciated that earlier in the conversation, Butter found her purpose through her art. Our gifts and talents serve as doorways to our eternal destiny in the earth, so pay attention to them. In this dialogue, even though we all had different experiences with gaining acceptance in our businesses, we agreed that when you walk in purpose, you will naturally attract like-minded individuals. As you can see with our panel, I've lived this out. Some of these women I had known longer than others, but the Father put them all on my path for such a time as this, for us to come together and be the light in our community. Another gem from this conversation was about mindset, how changing our mental framework is essential to elevating in our purpose. I had to change my mindset to see myself as a publisher and author, and now even podcaster. I was struggling and crying out to God, and He was looking at me like, girl, I gave you 2 books. You need to write. Butter even talked about creating an alter ego. That reminded me of Beyonce's Sasha Fierce. Mindset is so important when you're elevating in your destiny. I also loved Butter's testimony where she shared that everything she needed arrived exactly when it was supposed to. That reminded me, we don't have to carry the entire weight of the world on our shoulders. Support is there, waiting to meet us at the right time. In case you didn't catch it, many of us have had to make our friends our family. A chosen family will uplift, understand, and celebrate you in a way no one else can. We hope that Girl Talk is a part of that experience for you. Now, make sure you tune in to our next episode, Women Who Bounce Back. Have you had trials, tribulations, and hardships that were hard to overcome, but somehow you landed on your feet on the other side? Are you in one now that feels overwhelming and soul-crushing, and you need some encouragement? Then this next conversation is for you. Here are some final thoughts for you guys to take with you before we meet again. What insight do you have to your purpose and identity, and how did you arrive there? What's your story, your testimony, your why? I hope you guys were encouraged by our episode, Doing It All. To all my female entrepreneurs, purpose-driven women, and boss ladies, you're not walking this road alone. Your tribe is out there. your light is powerful, and you are fully capable of disrupting spaces that were always meant for you. And remember, I attract amazing women doing amazing things. So guess what, sis? That means you're amazing. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. To continue the conversation, join our Girl Talk community by following @GirlTalkCLE on Instagram and Facebook.com/HTOHB, where you can join the Girl Talk Facebook group. You can follow me personally on Instagram @HTOHB, on Facebook.com/HTOHB, and at YouTube.com/@HTOHB. Feel free to reach out via email info@indiemillerpublishing.com. If you're a writer who wants to take the next steps into becoming a published author, you can book a one-on-one consultation at indiemiller.pub. Just let me know you heard about my publishing house through Girl Talk, and I'll give you a 50% discount on our one-on-one. If you'd like weekly inspirational nuggets, you can subscribe to my blog and monthly newsletter at NicoleDmiller.com, where you can learn more about me and my writing.